Well, folks, I did not have this video on my bingo card for 2024, but here we are. I never dreamed that I would have to play a clip of the President of the United States addressing the nation to let them know that his political opponents had been spreading lies and misinformation during hurricanes. I never thought we would be here, but this is where Donald Trump and MAGA has led us to. And I really stop and think about things because every day here on the channel, we're criticizing Donald Trump and we're criticizing MAGA and we're calling out their hypocrisy, we're calling out their divisiveness, and we're pointing out that they're a threat to democracy. And they get very upset when we do that and they tell us that we need to turn the temperature down in the room. When these hurricanes hit, this was their big opportunity to prove all of us wrong. They could have literally proved us all wrong by going out there, rolling up their sleeves, and actually helping people, and actually saying, you know what, we're going to set politics aside. It's an election year, but we don't care about that. Right now, we're going to focus on helping the American people. We're going to work alongside Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. We're going to get things done. They could have really came together. They could have showed unity, and they could have proved us all wrong. But instead, every time they get a chance, they prove us to be right. So don't ever apologize for the things you say about MAGA. Don't ever feel bad for criticizing them or calling them a cult, because they brought all this on themselves. And it's a true shame that the President of the United States had to come out and call this out. But we're going to watch this clip, and then we're going to talk about all the crazy conspiracies they're cooking up and all the crazy things they're telling their followers to do. Folks, we're this close. Actually, we may be now in the Kool-Aid phase of the Jonestown documentary, but let's take a look at this clip from Biden first.
There's been a reckless, irresponsible, and relentless promotion of disinformation and outright lies that are disturbing people. It's undermining confidence in the incredible rescue and recovery work that has already been taken and will continue to be taken. And it's harmful to those who need help the most. There is simply no place for this to happen. Former President Trump has led the onslaught of lies. Assertions have been made that property is being confiscated. That's simply not true. They're saying people impacted by these storms will receive $750 in cash and no more. That's simply not true. They're saying the money is needed for this crisis is being diverted to migrants. What a ridiculous thing to say. It's not true. Now the claims are getting even more bizarre. Congresswoman Marjorie Greene, a congresswoman from Georgia, is now saying the federal government is literally controlling the weather. We're controlling the weather. It's beyond ridiculous. It's got to stop. In moments like this, there are no red or blue states. There's one United States of America, where neighbors are helping neighbors. Volunteers and first responders are risking everything, including their own lives, to help their fellow Americans. State, local, and federal officials are standing side by side. Let me repeat, no one should make the American people question whether their governments will make sure that this is acting on strikes. They'll be there. We will, all of us.
It's a real shame that President Biden had to come out and address this. And it's an even bigger shame. It's a real shame that President Biden even had to come out and address this. It's an even bigger shame that Trump and MAGA has continued to spread these kind of lies and misinformation. What they have done here, folks, is they have preyed upon the American people at their absolute weakest, most vulnerable moment. When people lost their lives, when families lost their homes and lost their businesses, they decided to jump in, swoop in, and make it all political. And of course, they had to find a way to blame it on the immigrants. They had to find a way to cook up every conspiracy theory that they could in hopes to score political points. And they go out here and they create AI of Donald Trump wading through water to try and score political points. And it's just so over the top disgusting that they would sink to this low. It truly is. And then to say, I'm really going to have fun with this one. Then to say that Democrats are controlling the weather. Okay, let's go through. Let's try to take a walk through their mind here for a minute. These are the same people that always tells us it's God controlling the weather. Back when Hurricane Katrina happened, people like the Reverend Jerry Falwell said that was God sending the hurricane to punish New Orleans. That was God sending the hurricanes to punish the gay and the trans community. That's what they said back then. So God controls the weather when it's punishing people they don't like. But then when they can use it for political gain, suddenly Democrats are now controlling the weather. But we got to stop and think about this for a minute. If they're saying that Democrats are strong enough to control the weather, then what they're essentially saying is that we're more powerful than God. They're saying that we are able to wrestle the reins away from God Almighty and do it ourselves. And if I really thought that a political party was that powerful, that's the political party I'm voting for. It's absolutely ridiculous that they come up with these ridiculous conspiracy theories and pump them out there. And they show that old clip. If you go to Marjorie Taylor Greene's Twitter page, she's on there showing the old clip of Lyndon Johnson saying, we'll have satellites and we'll be able to control the weather. What he was referring to was us being able to predict the weather, us being able to prepare for the weather. When he said those that control the weather will control the world, he didn't mean that we would create hurricanes and sick them on people. That's not at all what he was saying. But they're grasping for straws that hard to try to make themselves look relevant, and it's absolutely disgusting. And Alina Habba went on Fox News and started making the ridiculous claim that there were babies floating in the water and we were allowing it to happen. And she got fact-checked on Fox News. I don't think she saw this one coming, but I enjoyed watching it. Take a look.
North Carolina got hit really hard. And like you said, these are real people with real issues. They don't need a $750 handout for a press headline. They need help. They need water. There are still people missing. There are babies floating in the water. And we're on podcasts. That's what the Harris team is doing. So I think what Cedric's doing is completely irresponsible.
Where did you see that report of a baby floating in the water?
We have absolutely heard there are children floating. There's missing bodies, dead bodies. We know that. There are dead people. We're up to 250.
32.
Yeah, 32. Thank you. So this is the problem. It's not misinformation, it's fact. And to talk about Katrina.
So I wonder what a Fox News viewer does when they see Fox News fact check someone, because we know if it's any other network, then it's automatically fake news. So do they immediately throw Fox News into the fake news bin the minute they fact check someone? I'm just curious. But folks, another part of this video that I never thought I would be making and never had on my bingo card was that people like Marjorie Taylor Greene are out there encouraging people to drink raw milk. And before I go any further with this video, please, no one out there go drink raw milk. It's very dangerous, could be very harmful. Do not do that. I'm not promoting this at all. But this is something they're talking about. And this guy, I want you to check out this clip of this guy at this Trump rally. These are the kind of people that Donald Trump is willing to turn the microphone over to. Take a look.
To our beautiful Amish and Lancaster and across the state, we will protect your raw milk, your dairy, your farming, your school choice, your religious freedom, your ability to afford to have 10 beautiful children per family.
And folks, if that ain't bad enough, Marjorie Taylor Greene actually shared a picture of a glass of raw milk on Twitter and said, "Make America healthy again." They're encouraging people to do this. And when I saw this at first, it just read to me like an old Mr. Show. I don't know if you ever watched that Mr. Show with Bob Odenkirk and David Cross, one of my favorite shows of all time. They would do these over-the-top ridiculous skits. And when I saw that tweet from Marjorie Taylor Greene and that dude standing up there saying that, I thought, man, this should just be a really funny Bob and David skit that we're all having a good laugh at. But no, folks, this is real life. They're against pasteurization, and they're out there pushing for people to drink raw milk, and it's truly disturbing. But according to the CDC, between 1998 and 2018, a 20-year period, there was 202 outbreaks that was linked to raw milk, 2,645 illnesses, and 228 hospitalizations. I mean, raw milk can lead to all sorts of food poisonings, all sorts of salmonella and E. coli. It's extremely dangerous to people with weak immune systems, and people really needs to stop and pause and say to themselves, do we really want this type of person that pushes this batshit insanity leading us? They're actually going out there and saying these things. And so I wanted to debunk a couple of the myths that they're spreading right now. This is according to the FDA. There's a whole lot of myths out there that are being pushed around. But first of all, pasteurizing milk does not cause people to become lactose intolerant. That's one thing that they're pushing on the other side. It does not cause people to become lactose intolerant. Raw milk does not kill dangerous pathogens. Raw milk that is made for pets is not safe for humans to drink. And I really feel like we're back at having another one of those ivermectin conversations. But if you have raw milk that's safe for a pet, that does not mean that it's safe for you. Pasteurization does not reduce milk's nutritional value at all. Pasteurization does not mean that it's safe to leave your milk out once you've opened it. You're supposed to still keep it refrigerated. Pasteurization does kill harmful germs, and it does save lives. And again, I can't believe that I'm having to make this video in 2024. I never would have dreamed we would have got here. I've always knew there were batshit conspiracy theorists out there, and I've met some in my lifetime. I have heard some of the most over-the-top conspiracy theories ever and walked away and laughed it off and said, do you believe that guy believes this? But these people are in positions of power. These people have voters. These people have a base who believes in them and will follow their lead. And there could be a whole lot of people get really sick because of this lunacy from Marjorie Taylor Greene. That's what it absolutely is. And what is so mind-boggling about this whole thing to me is even if MAGA does think, even if someone in MAGA, I shouldn't say all of MAGA, but even if someone who is a Marjorie Taylor Greene voter thinks this is a step too far, they'll still vote for her because they're more afraid of a Democrat. And we have sat here and brought receipt after receipt showing you just how dangerous the MAGA ideology truly is. But somehow they've done such a good job brainwashing the flock, they'll still vote for Marge even if they think this is crazy. Because I don't necessarily think you could get everyone in her district to drink a glass of raw milk. I think there would be some skeptics at the end of the day if you literally handed it to them and said, here, have a drink of this. I think a good chunk of them would pump the brakes, but they would still vote for her. And that tells you everything you need to know about how well that the Republicans did market the Democrats are the devil idea. Again, I never thought we would be here. I never thought this is the kind of video I would be making about a subject like this, but thanks to Donald Trump, here we are. But folks, I want to thank you guys so much for supporting what it is that I do, and if you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost anything to do so. You'll be notified when my videos come out, and we're on the road to 500,000 subscribers here on the channel. I never thought we'd get this far, but I know we will with your guys' help. So hit that button, come along for the ride, and thank you for supporting what it is that I do.